right? The offensive rebounding and the turnovers. Those are two areas of obvious import there.
And I'm sure they were talked to about those areas during intermission.
First bucket. First from the starting five. They do, as you guys mentioned, have 10 offensive rebounds and 38 paint points. Underneath LeBron. We'll see if he... Beverly. Oh, the bounce, the roll, the score. Perfect leads me. Russell. So Westbrook up. Beverly controls, long lead. Lakers really tardy getting back. And they finally were okay because that pass was under the board, but then the defensive rebound, and you can just tell by the buzz in the stands, and Beverly hits the three. In the post, Naz Reid, he's playing with a ton of confidence. All he's got to do is turn on Stanley Johnson. He does just that and scored at his post-college career in Europe. And he made a name for himself in this league, good or bad. Hey, while you have a moment,
LeBron knocks down the first of two. Lakers got to get back to some motion on the offensive end. Get the ball going.
They have 15 offensive rebounds to the Lakers 3.
That's the issue.
Anthony Edwards ducks it underneath. Boy, that's a good pass in space. Count it. Foul. Three-point opportunity.
It's not yet.
We will get that number. LeBron wide open. Straight away. Ring it up.
Point.
One of the three Lakers in double figures. They had 7 in double figures the other night. Answered back by Beasley. He's in a fight. Wolves trying to beat him for the third consecutive time. Monk got it! Well, we mentioned Malik now has scored 15 plus in 5 straight. Melo checks in.
And at the next dead ball, you'll see Austin Reeves coming in for Malik Monk.
With your team on the official Lakers mobile app. Powered by BBGO. Follow each game with the highlights, post-game interviews, photo galleries, and
goes out. 23 points and 9 rebounds for Naz Reid.
Hit the heel, and McDaniels has it. The top 2 rebounding games for Minnesota. We'll talk about that in a second because Avery picked the pocket and scores! Avery Bradley doing it himself. Franchise record, 10 made threes against Denver. Scored 38 points in the process. Coming off of a 20 with Reeves. All over him. Edwards on the perimeter. McDaniels. Boy, Noel trying to dance on THT. Did a pretty good job until it turned into an and one.
Obviously been picking up some playing time in the last 7 games.
Jalen, Noel. I got to remember to say Noel and not Nowell because our good friend Ty Nowell that used to work for the Lakers and traveled with us for years and now works for the Chargers spells his name the same way, so a shout out to Ty. LeBron bounce, cutting his THT. Now going to have a defender on his hip. LeBron thought about it. We'll see Russ back in the game at the next whistle. 2.5 to play in the third. We're tied at 76. 7th time we've been tied. With 2 on the clock, it's Horton Tucker, a long 2.
That's what I was getting ready to say about Taylor. He needs to knock down a mid-range shot or so. Just see the ball go through the net from the perimeter area, and that might open up his 3-point shot.
You saw it there. It's his second field goal in 6 tries. Oh, Reeves having trouble now with the bigger McDaniels, and McDaniels goes to the rim and scores. That is Jaden McDaniels.
A lot of that's because the Lakers are having to send a man and a half to the ball handler, and then when they're trying to help and recover, they're out of position.
Turnover. Lakers. Here they come. Kick it into the corner. One bounce. He had 1 bounce for rhythm, but it didn't matter. We'll look. Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, and Austin Reeves.
They need a lot of movement now with this lineup.
And Horton Tucker will give it to Carmelo. On the move is Russ, and he nearly threw it away. Very fortunate not to get a turnover, and he can't. That's going to be a turnover, though.
Yeah, never hit the rim.
Never hit the rim. 16th Laker turnover. You know, you get all these offensive rebounds, you're bound to get more chances. 17 more field goal attempts for Minnesota tonight. You can afford to not shoot as well and still be in the game.
Exactly.
Prince, it's an air ball. They tumble to the floor. Lakers come up with it. Russ on the medium break across the timeline. Back to Trevor. Trevor for three. That one didn't even draw iron, and if it did, it barely grazed the rim. And it went right back into the waiting hands of Noel.
I think Knight really had Trevor thinking about that shot. Maybe even got a piece of it.
Yeah, closed out nicely on him. Noel. Once again, a small Laker lineup. They've yet to play one of their bigs. That's going to be an offensive foul. Taking the charge is Austin Reeves.
You're talking about making up your mind to do something before you have any chance to read the defense. That time, just running over Austin Reeves is McDaniels. He's there. He leaves his feet. And when you go up, you must come down. And Austin was sitting there waiting.
Well, in the department of this is not a news flash, McDaniels now has 5 fouls. And why do I say that? He's committed the 3rd most fouls in the entire league. So nightly he seems to be in foul trouble, and he's going to have to sit.
He's going to have to sit now for quite some time.
And he goes out with 7 rebounds and 7 points. Carmelo. Russ, straightaway 3.